Hey friends, the literal embodiment of Protoss versus the GSL finalist in a matchup that we've been treated to a lot as of late, and it always does deliver. It's Classic versus Creator in the round of 8 of EPT Korea 124. But before we get into it, reminder, I upload one video in 4K every other day of the week here on YouTube. I try to do a little more frequently than that, but DreamHack is slowing me down. And if you want to catch me live, I'm live on Monday evenings, 7 p.m. Eastern, Saturday evenings, 11 p.m. Eastern for EPT NA and Korea. And I got something in the docket for Tuesday evenings coming up soon. I'll let you know when I have it finalized. But folks, for now, enjoy Classic versus Creator. In the bottom left, in the red, his name, the GSL finalist for Team NB, Creator. In the upper right, in the blue for AlphaX, taking down Sue 2-1 is Classic. So where do we go here? Glittering Ashes is a big map. Glittering Ashes is the largest map in the pool, and that is putting it lightly. But that doesn't always matter in PvP. Because, well, you can warp in wherever you want. It just can often mean that it means it's easier for you to proxy things. Now, I don't know how well that's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen in this setup. But. We're going to find out we're going to find out soon enough. At least for now, it's going to be a double gate opening from both Classic and Creator. And that means that they're not going to be as greedy as they might otherwise be. Certainly means the natural's not going to be as fast. And in general, PvP, ever since the shield battery nerf, has gone closer to this style. Now, MaxPax is still doing his single gate expansion shenanigans. Oh, wait a minute. Classic's got one. There we go. Classic has one drone trapped. Now, I've seen this go really bad. I've seen, say, 3 drones get trapped. Or the really fun one is when the Protoss player, say, Classic in this instance, goes and he gets enough damage on the drone in there where he traps himself in with it. He kills the drone and just causes all the problems. But that's not going to happen this game, and, well, I'm not sure that was totally worth it. Yeah, drone's not mining for a little bit, but that's still 100 minerals, and I don't know. So for now, Natural's going down both sides. Creator, he canceled his pylon, so he's not lost it. It means he's only paying 25 minerals instead of 125, because I guess Classic canceled a pylon somewhere else. And the game goes on. You know, this is not a game that ends super quickly where one player, well, there's no proxies, nothing like that. There are some inflection points, sure, where Blink is maybe done for one player, not the other, or something like that. But considering this is Glittering Ashes, we can expect this game to go to 3 bases, to see that nice handshake where everyone gets +1 blink because shield batteries are too powerful otherwise. And then normally the thing starts to really heat up around the 7-minute mark, 7:30, when Classic and Creator both start thinking about a 4th base, thinking about +2, maybe something else, maybe Charge Lot, maybe Charge Lot Archon versus Blink Stalker Disruptor. But for now, it's pretty similar. Looks like Classic maybe got one less sentry, so his Twilight's one less sentry, so his Twilight's a little bit faster. Okay, so Creator's got his Forge, Classic opting for a Robo instead. So Robo certainly gives you more aggressive opportunities with that Warp Prism, but Creator instead saying, yeah, I'm going to choose to scale into the mid game just a little bit more, getting that +1 faster. Of course, eventually both players will get forges, and eventually both players will get upgrades. Although, actually, as I say that, there are some weird PvP styles where, on big maps in particular, we see Protoss players say, yeah, I'm going to get a bunch of Blink Stalkers, but I'm not getting upgrades because I'm just getting into Disruptor tech quick as I possibly can. And I'm just going to build a lot of Disruptors. I'm going to take all that gas that I would have spent on all those minerals and gas that I would have spent on a forge and upgrades and just put them into double Robo Disruptors as quick as I can. And then I've seen it work. I've also seen it fall flat on its face. But for now, third base on the way for both sides. Stalkers from Classic looking to get aggressive, looking to take advantage of this blink time. It's not there yet, but it will be there in 15-20 seconds. And well, that's gonna be maybe the timing that Classic's looking to hit. We still don't see that forge on the way. We still not see the Robo doing anything. Oh, I get it's building an observer. Okay, that's fair. The blink is now done. Classic, though, sending most of his army home. Just a couple stalkers. A harassment force, 4 stalkers kill probes. So that's gonna be the name of the game here. But okay, there we go. Forge on the way, charge on the way as well. Yeah, his +1 is gonna be a little slower, but we don't really tend to see +1 versus +0 to be that inflection point that ends games. It can happen, but shield batteries overpower a lot of that. But certainly in Classic, because he did not get that forge. We're seeing his gateway explosion happen a little faster. He's up a worker. His charge, of course, faster because that Twilight was, well, we're going to say it. It's faster. But if you can't do anything with that advantage, if you can't go kill your opponent, something like that, it is, well, it's kind of a fake advantage, right? It's the, in the old, the adages of GSL, who is a legendary coach in Dota 2, if you can't go high ground, your lead is false. Or in this game, if you can't end the game, does your lead even count? And I mean, that's not quite fair, because you do have a lead, but it's all about knowing how to utilize that lead to turn it into something else. So for now, Classic, he's getting active on the map here. His +1 is about halfway done. +1 done for Creator. But Charge finishing up here pretty soon for Classic as well. He's found himself with a 10 army supply lead in his production. He's got a lot more. He's 8 gates to 4. He's just looking to punch on through Creator. As Creator says, well, maybe he says, look, Creator, you've been a little too greedy in this game. I don't like that. I don't want that to be possible for you. So Charge now done. Zealous being added in, and well, now we have the rest of Warping Cycles. It's a 10 army supply lead for right now, and Classic's going to be angling for a spot for a fight he can take, but there are no shield batteries to buffer Creator's force. So +1 is, of course, done. +1 actually going to be finishing up pretty nicely here for Classic as well. And here comes the push. Stalkers play again. Shield battery go down immediately. Good force fields to try to get these Zealots on top of things, but they're not even going to bother doing so. Ow, sentries are kind of stuck on the backline here, so they are vulnerable. But here comes the force fields, and Classic says, yeah, I'm just going to lock you out of your own base. +1 is done. 13 workers are falling. And Classic, just like that, seems like he's finding a really nice opportunity here, but the Warp Prism, it does fall, so this is a limited fight now. Defender's advantage will eventually kick on here for Creator, but Zealous, they're going to get on top of this Immortal, and Immortals are great against Stalkers, but they only are so good if the Zealots are trying to kill those off, so Immortal micros backwards, but it's 53 army supply to 11, and Classic, he just punches on through. In the bottom right here in the red, he is down 1. Can he bring it back? He's Creator. And his illustrious opponent, who is looking damn good tonight, he is Classic. So, of course, this is Blackburn, and Blackburn means single gate expand. Blackburn potentially means Phoenix play, because when both players open something like that, you're able to just go and both players build Phoenix, and then you get locked into building Phoenix. I mean, SCL Vader, I tried. I asked them to hold it, but I didn't want to go and just have a long time. I didn't know what the status of the Beyond series was. So I can promise you that I will cast the series tomorrow, and I'll put it up on my YouTube. It'll be up by really the end of the week. And you'll be able to watch it there. And if you're looking for a good PvT to watch in the meantime, Classic versus Beyond from 122, which is up on my YouTube, is at least game 2. Game 2 is probably the best individual game I've ever cast in an EPT Cup. It was so damn good. So if you're jonesing for something like that in the meantime, make sure to go check that video out. But for now, where are we at? We got Stargate on the way for Classic. I expect to see something. Yep, there we go. Stargate from Creator as well. And now we're going to have to see where these players go for. What do they decide to do? Is it going to be Phoenix play for both? Is it going to be, say, Oracle versus Phoenix? Does someone open Void Rays? Is it a carrier? It's not going to be a carrier rush. But it could be. Actually, there's no way it is. That would be funny, though, right? I mean, we have actually seen some weird Tempest builds. Not in PvP, but some interesting Tempest rushes as of late. Classic actually did it to DRG and the GSL, and he won with it. That is not what's happening right now, as it looks like Creator actually takes the positive trade on the I'm going to block your base, neener, because the probe went down before a second block was able to fully get up in earnest. Now, Classic gets the probe too, so it's fine. Ooh. Classic taking a quick gold, but if this is Phoenix versus Phoenix, it might turn out that way. Anyways, Creator's got a lead because he is building Phoenix immediately, and Classic is going Oracle into maybe Phoenix. I don't know right now. But again, having that single Phoenix as an advantage is a really powerful thing as Classic sends some stalkers on the other side of the map. Phoenix, oh no. The Phoenix from Creator has been found out, or Phoenix from Classic has been found out by Creator immediately. The single Stalker Zealot it's not going to do all that much. There are 2 Phoenix now, so you lift up one, the Stalker will die, and then you lift up the Zealot, and the Zealot dies as well. So really not all that impactful here. And there we go. So, well, it's only 1 Phoenix, so it does require 2 lifts, but there are 3 Phoenix, so certainly you can lift the Zealot here as well. But the Phoenix say, no, we need to make sure this Oracle finds no value. I need to totally punish that. So they're going to sit in the dead air space outside of the natural. Stalker pops out, though, which means the Zealot's got to run away, and more Phoenix are on the way. But the big deal for Classic is that he has scouted that his opponent is going Phoenix play, and he is not committed to Phoenix, which is the big deal. If he had committed to Phoenix and just not been and just been 1 Phoenix down the entire game, I mean, that is disastrous. But if he says, yeah, I'm going to go ground, I'm going to go blink, it's going to be great, I'm going to have static defense in the early game, and oh yeah, I took a gold base that you can't really contest all that well because Phoenix do not kill buildings, well, now he's in a manageable spot. It's not great, but it's manageable. And hey, look, the Oracle finds its way on into the natural here. There's 1 Phoenix and there's a Stalker, but this Oracle was never going to get tons of damage. So if it gets 3 or 4 kills, or 3 kills and a Revelation, that's already non-zero, and Creator's going to be or Classic's going to be pretty happy with that one. But he has to make sure he can defend his natural, which is on the other side of the map. We see no static defense here, no shield batteries, no cannons, nothing like that. And there are a decent amount of Phoenix here. They're just going to lift up all these Stalkers. Do we have enough Stalkers to really contest this? Stalkers are going to target 1 Phoenix down, but hey, the longer this lasts, the more Stalkers get lifted, the less Stalkers there are to fight. So Stalkers continue to try to kill the Phoenix, but well, Stalkers continue to get lifted as well. And this can very easily snowball for Classic, but it seems like Classic is killing enough Stalkers to make it worthwhile, because Creator is continuing into his Phoenix production. Trading Stalkers for Phoenix is really not what Creator is looking for. Not at all. The 3 total probes have died thus far. Classic, he's down 6 workers, but he's actually going to be a little bit favored economically because, hey, that gold base is a wonderful, powerful thing. So, Creator says, yeah, you know, this is maybe not working out as well as I would like. That's a bit awkward. Let me build some DTs. That's going to be funnier, but Stalkers, they blink backwards, and that means 1 Stalker will go down, and Classic does not have, I don't think he has a Robo. No, he does have a Robo, but no Warp Prism just yet, so instead he says, yeah, let me take my 3rd base of my natural. Let Let's let this game go a little bit longer. But on the flip side, I mean, these DTs shouldn't get too much done because, hey, you know, observers are on the way. We have cannons at the natural. This should be enough for Classic to stabilize. Should be enough for him to be pretty happy. And again, he hasn't lost. Well, apparently he has. I thought he killed more Phoenix in relation to the Stalkers, but he's down about 700 resources, but he's also been mining, well, at least evenly, if not a little bit more this entire game. And of course, taking the third base faster is going to be rather nice. It's hard for Creator to take a quick third when he does have this Phoenix play. But he is, of course, transitioning out of it. His blink is now done. He's got a lot of Stalkers on the map. And this Stalker Phoenix army is actually pretty terrifying because Phoenix serve as a force multiplier. So you have a couple Stalkers. Actually, I think we're roughly even in Stalker count. And yeah, in fact, Creator has 2 more Stalkers. So with a 5 Phoenix, it is effectively 14 Stalkers to 5, or 14 Stalkers to 7, assuming that happens. But Creator finds the base here of Classic that he's been trying to mine out for a while. He's mined some, but on the flip side, Classic's on the other side of the map here. This is just a bit of an odd base trade, and because Classic has more stuff on the map, it's a little bit easier for him. Now, Stalkers, they blink on top of the rest of these pylons, so there's actually one gateway. No gateways. No gateways exist on the map right now that Creator can build things out of. And yeah, he's going to get this third base, and it's not even going to supply block Classic. He's got a solid defensive position in the natural. It's going to be a recall now into the main base, or excuse me, into the natural of Creator. But Classic is eventually, he's going to be able to blink out one more time, maybe force a recall, or recall just out of here. The Stalkers are going to blink on top of these Stalkers, though. This is a bit of a problem. I very much expected him to recall. He's not doing so. Okay, so he's going to lose a lot of Stalkers here. And yeah, he killed 11 workers, and yeah, he's depowered everything that Creator has, but I mean, look at the army supply here. It's 42 to 30. Shield batteries are good. They're not that good. Well, they might be. And that is if there was a shield battery, which there isn't. That's a bit of a problem. And Creator lost no next time. So he has his third base up. Maybe down workers for a second, but Chrono and Triple Nexus is a great way to make sure that that happens. Make sure that you can bring your economy back up to bear. Oh, and by the way, Classic's only on 2 gas. His charge is done, and that may be the name of the game for him here. Which I don't hate. A lot of charge lots against this army that Creator has is actually wonderful. Phoenix are not incredible against charge lots, and Stalkers are pretty bad against charge lots too. So that appears to be the name of the game here. And in fact, it looks like he wants to elevator a bunch of charge lots into the main base as the Stalkers blink in as well. Creator is going to react to this because he does have a pylon at the corner, but more and more Zealots are going to arrive. More and more Zealots going to warp in. He has got to make sure that Creator does not jump on top of this one, but there we go. Charge lots are done. Phoenix coming in from the backside, but we got a couple Stalkers buffering for that one. One Archon trying to join this fight from Creator, but it will not be successful in doing so just yet. The Stalkers, they blink on forward, trying to knock that Archon down before anything happens in earnest here. And now the Stalkers warp on forward. They blink on forward. The Warp Prism goes down. And the army supply from Classic is equal right now. Some of that is in Phoenix, though. How good is Classic Blink Micro? Is it going to be enough to make up for Defender's advantage? I don't think so. But maybe he can kind of equalize. In fact, that was an equalizing trade. And that was actually not as bad for Classic as I thought it was going to be. He finds the third base. A couple more workers go down as he just kind of blinks and runs away. The Phoenix will die as well. Actually, no, the Stalker's going to die instead. But Creator's just dogging Classic's footsteps, making it so painful for him to run away, making it so painful for him to retreat on home. The Phoenix goes down. At the very least, the Sky Army is no longer there. But again, it's so hard for Classic to escape with his armies. Even if he does have that upgrade lead. There's one random Zealot in the main base, because why not? And the random Zealot's gone. It's just a scouting Zealot, it's fine. But in the ensuing madness, Classic has been able to rebuild that Warp Prism. And now that he knows there are no Phoenix on the map. Now, sure, maybe Creator could have made more, but that's not how PvP works. The game goes on. Third base on the way here for Classic. He's down just about 11 workers. He's down significantly in army supply, but who knows? Maybe this +2 timing will be enough to balance things out for him. I don't think so. It's going to be damn hard. Now, when Creator was in a similar position versus Hero a couple weeks ago, He said, yeah, I'm going to build Glaive Adepts. I'm going to build a ton of Glaive Adepts, and I think you're going to build a lot of charge lots, and it's going to work out for me. But Crater has not opted to move into massive amounts of charge lots. This is still a Blinkstalker heavy army with a couple Archons, and that's not an army that a random Glaive Adept switch will really do much for. That is a much more powerful army. It is a much more stable army than what we saw Hero do against Creator 2 weeks ago. So now we're just in a bit of a holding pattern. Classic, he can't get his 4th base pretty soon. He doesn't feel powerful enough on the map just yet. Creator has his, and it looks like Classic says, well, you know what? He's taking some positioning on the map, but he's not really doing much with it just yet. Instead, he says, yes, okay, through the bottom side, but this will get scattered out, so it's not like he's going to be able to catch his opponent off guard. The Immortal may be a difference maker. He does have Immortals. Creator does not. Immortals are fantastic against Stalkers. And they're not bad against Archons either. I mean, they're just heavy burst damage. Here comes Classic. He's kind of all in. He does have a single upgrade lead for just a little bit longer. He's going to try to look to leverage that position. Stalker's Blink on top of the shield battery number 1 pretty quickly. Shield battery 2 pops the shield battery overcharge, but it's going to go down too sweet. Well, Immortals, they're getting added on here to Creator as well, and Classic's army is just really falling apart. He did his best, but the Archons, the Immortals, the Concave, it is everything that Creator needs. And folks, we're going to game 3. In the bottom left here in the red, he is from Team NV, the GSL finalist. It's Creator. In the upper right, in the blue, again tied up in the series and looking good. It's Classic. And we've seen Classic really just try to sledgehammer with mid-tech armies. We've not seen a single Disruptor mate in the series. Not even a lot of Charge Lot Archon. It's just Stalker Charge Lot. Now, Creator was able to fight his way up to Charge Lot Archon, and he won the game with it. But it seems like Classic is not interested in getting to that 4-base setup, or even truly into the 3-base setup. This is probably not going to be Phoenix Plan. Means you can't go for that single gate expand that locks you into it almost. It was interesting to see how Creator transitioned himself out of his Phoenix play too, because he built, I think, like 10 Phoenix. And normally that is, oh, you're locked into Phoenix play, but he got enough damage done that he was able to properly transition out of it, build a ground pounding army, not really be all that far behind in upgrades, and just be happy with how his game was going. And then, of course, he was able to run across the map, kill a 3rd base. So, yeah, it was a base trade, but Classic only depowered some pylons. Creator killed a base. I know which one I prefer. And a bunch of workers. I think he killed like 10, 15 workers, too. So we got the nice little ditty of, oh yeah, you don't get to take a base. I don't want to take a base. It's fine. But in this game, Creator has actually blocked the natural and Classic has not. So Creator will spend that 100 minerals on a uncanceled pylon. But of course, it does technically mean that his base will be faster, although we're actually not really going to see that. If Classic is banking up, it really is a minimal difference. Although Classic decided, oh, okay, it's going to be a little more significant now. Because Classic was banking up enough for it, but then he bought another round of probes or something and dropped down to, what, 350 minerals and had to build his way back up. But even still, not a big difference. Creator, though, he is going for Stargate play once again in this game 3. Oh, this is actually so smart. So look at what he's done here. He has a hallucinated Oracle. And that tells Classic that this is not a Stargate build. Because why would you hallucinate an Oracle if you have the real thing? So it's very clearly a mind game here. As Creator will lose a Stalker, actually 2 Stalkers. That's not what you want. Second Stalker. Oh, no, it's going to get out here, I think. Yeah, no, it's going to be able to run away. So, Stalker and a half. But Classic will now be convinced, or most likely assuming that this is not Stargate, because why would it be? That's just not how that works. So when the Oracle flies in, I don't think we're going to see Classic's army in position properly to defend this. And then, well, that's a bit of a problem. But he does okay, so he does have Stalkers in the main base. He is still aware of the potentialities of how this works. But this is going to be a late Oracle. It's going to arrive somewhere around the 4:30, 4:45 mark. That is pretty damn late. But Oracle and Natural here's going to find a couple probes. But Stalkers are already where they need to be. Stalkers in the main base as well. So the mind game was intelligent as hell. But Classic, whether he didn't think that way or what, but he's not going to be fooled by this one. So the Oracle gets 1 probe. Classic finds himself up a couple workers because, well, he didn't waste the money on the pylon, and he is also not gone for Stargate. So all of those things, well, it means that Classic's build-up in this game is cheaper, and it means he can get more probes and therefore continue to scale into the mid-game. So a bunch of Stalkers on the bottom side here. They're just, I guess they're just looking for drops, but or a double Oracle fly their way into the main base. This is not one of those situations where, yeah, you know, Classic has gotten a bunch of Stargates or a bunch of shield batteries, but Adepts find their way into the Natural here. 3 workers go down. This is the damage that Creator would have loved to get, but instead is not able to do so. So Adepts, they shade back into the main base here. Targeted down a bunch of probes. 5 workers go down. Make it 6. Make it 7. And again, this is the damage that Creator would have loved to get. But oh, he gets damage on the other side of the map here. Adepts, they find their way in, but the probe pulls a little bit faster, and the Stalkers are where they need to be. So it's going to be 3 workers to 7. Oracles, they just revelate. They cannot get the damage they're looking for. So again, Classic comes out on the positive side of this trade. And that means his third base is going to be a lot faster in this game. His blink is done, so if he can find a way out on the map, he can put some pressure on. But the Oracles, well, they're not doing everything you want. They are doing a pretty damn good job of keeping Classic pinned on 2 bases. And that's something, or not pinned on 2 bases, but pinned at his side of the map. And that is something, at the very least. So blink about 3/4 of the way done here for Creator. His third base is on the way. It's a little slower. It's about 50% build, 50% slower. And I think we're going to see a Classic attempt to do, and with this Gateway Explosion, I'm pretty convinced, what he did in game number 1 to Creator, where he just said, yeah, I'm taking a third base, but it really is not relevant. It's a fallback, sure, but it's not, wow, I'm going to go take this third base, I'm going to macro up, I'm going to get... No. He's getting charged, he's getting a Warp Prism, he is going to be on 5 gateways, probably up to 8 pretty soon, or at least 6. Yeah, there we go, 8, 7th and 8th gateway on the way. So he's going to go up to 8 gateways, and he's just going to look to sledgehammer his way through Creator in this game, because Creator has, well, he's taken explicit damage, he's lost 7 workers, and he's taken implicit damage in that he has really failed to get the damage that he has been looking for. So Classic now mining off of 3 bases, sure, fine, but it's only 53 workers, and as this all these warp gates complete, as Classic, well, he's a bit supply blocked right now, but as his pylons complete as well, this army is going to be terrifying. He is going to start to I mean, he already has a 20 army supply lead, but it's going to get even worse. And now he's running onto the other side of the map. More and more Zealots are warping in, and they're going to run across the map here. They're speedy boys now. It's going to be damn hard for Creator to hold this, but it will all be incumbent upon this stasis trap. And guess what? Classic has an observer force, so he's going to be able to find that one, snipe it down, and then it's just a couple Stalkers and a shield battery. That is not what you want here. So the stasis trap goes down. Stalkers looking to run on forward. Zealots are going to get trapped behind for a second. That's not what you want, but Stalkers, they blink onto the shield battery just about immediately. The supply here for Crater immediately below 100 supply. Stalkers, they're blinking backwards. They're doing what they can. The Oracles will fall pretty damn quickly. There is just nothing doing for Crater in this game number 3. He did not get the value he needed, and he took damage in the exchange. Classic. He moves on for another rematch with Dark.